Hi, welcome back to yet another episode of my podcast. This is Fantastic Tuesday here in Bangalore, and I'm super excited to bring this episode. How are you guys doing? So, this week is going to be a massive week for us in this 4 a.m. Talks podcast because the episodes that we are going to bring in Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday is super important, and I hope that you guys would check out. And with that being said, I wanted to talk about something that's really important. Today's topic is really important because I feel whatever we are today is because of this key aspect. What is that? It's called the choice. The choice that you make. Now, let me tell you, imagine your life. How far have you come down and what have you improved? What are the things that you went through and you got yourself back and went forward, move forward in your life? All these things are the consequence of something that you had made, and that's a choice that you had taken, and which means that if you are saying yes to something, it also means that you're saying no to the majority of others. So let me give you an example. So imagine John Carpenter. John Carpenter wants to become the best musician ever. This is his dream. But due to his family and his circumstances, he is forced in a 9 to 5 job. Let's say he's working in an IT field. So imagine if he has this self-talk habit where he talks about himself to himself, meaning like he just says to himself that I wanted to become one of the greatest musician of all time. This is my interest. This is my passion. This is what I need to do for my living. But I am crippled by the circumstances that is, forced me to get into the IT field. John Carpenter has two choices now. He can easily give up his dream. That is the first part. Or the second one, it's okay that you have been put into that sort of circumstances, but if he says to himself, like, it's okay that I have been put into such kind of situation, but I'm going to work on my dream and nobody is going to stop me. If he chooses the second option, it's the scariest one. And this it comes down to one of the most famous quote, which I quote now. It says always try to pick the choice where it scares you the most, because that will help you to grow. The second option for John Carpenter is a scary one because he has to make sure that he is working 9 to 5 in his daily job, but at the same time he has to work and try to take some time and work on his music part as well. It could be on his weekends, in his free time. He has to work productively in order to make some kind of a progress. Remember, we are all going to make some sort of mistakes. It's going to happen. It's going to happen in your journey. That will help you to grow if you look at them as challenges. If you look that as a limitation, you're not going to learn anything and eventually you're going to quit. But what am I trying to tell you is, John Carpenter, the easiest one is to say, the fate has played a major role in my life. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not supposed to do anything. I'm not going to go big in life. These are the things that he can easily, pick and limit himself in his life. The second one is really scary because he has to work, and the meantime, if he has a free time, he has to make sure that he's making some sort of progress in the music world. And once that picks up, and if he goes to certain level, then he can make a choice of quitting his day job and going music full time. So this is just a simple but really effective example that have given you in a way, like a story of John Carpenter. So this is just for a professional life that I'm talking about. What are your choices that you have made in your personal life that also has an effect big time? You need to understand those things, and if you make that choice of taking the second route, as like how John Carpenter did, it's going to be a really tough one. But remember, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be, a ride full of excitement, patience, failure, learning, observing, re-strategizing. These are the things that are really important. These are the things that will happen, and these are the things that nobody can actually teach you. Nobody can teach you these things. It's an experience, and you need to experience it for yourself, taste it for yourself to understand what it really looks like, what it really feels like. And the most important thing is, how do you come back from the setback? Comeback is always greater than the setback, they say. So at that moment, what are your choices? What is the choice that you're going to make? These are really important. For John Carpenter, you know what happens? He goes into it, he tries different things in music. He tries to contact different people, collaborate with them, and try to see how it works. And all these things, it's going to take years. And eventually, one day, he thinks to himself that he'll make it. That is the only thing that is there in his mind, and he's working towards it. There is nothing guaranteed. There's nothing guaranteed. But he chooses the second path. He chose the second path, which is the most scariest one. So I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question where, what was your toughest choice that you made in your life? The toughest choice. You had no other thing to go, and you were crippled, and you were forced to take certain decision. You had to make certain choice which you didn't want to, but you were thinking this in your back of your mind, that you are always going to improve and try to come and make a better decision after a few years. So this is what I'm trying to make you think. And can you take that now and rewire it? Can you prioritize your choice, the most important choice, and do not give up? Can you take that second choice as your priority? This is what I mean. If you try, you're gonna go through a whole lot of different experiences, and I want you to experience that. It's going to be tough, but it's going to be exciting as well. So, and you're going to learn a lot. That is the most important thing, and you're going to become a better person. You're going to have a lot of challenges. So think about it. This is really important for me, because we have done a lot of episodes, and I feel this episode is really important. It's super important, because prioritizing your choice of what's the most important And how do you, you know, cope up with the choice that you have made if you have chosen the difficult choice, the difficult part of the choice? Just think about it. And there was one thing, which I would relate to. There was an interview where Kobe Bryant once said, you know, when he was in the NBA, and when he was playing basketball, he saw a few players who were really skilled, who were really passionate, but their game wasn't the number one thing. They had other things, they had their family, and they have other priorities as well. So the game can't be the number one thing. It's a choice. So, in the same way, I'm asking you, what's that thing that you really wanted to do? Were you crippled by circumstances that you had chose the option which you really didn't want to? Can you try to rewire that? Can you think of a strategy where you bring back and choose the second one, which is the most exciting one and the difficult one, and can you go after it? This is what I really wanted you to think. Take out your diary and write this down. It will help you. You will understand yourself better. That's the most important thing. Grab a sheet of paper, write it down. What are the difficult choices that you have made in life, in your professional and personal? Make 2 columns and try to write it down and see where the things that you can improve and take those things. And if you want to grow to a new level, you have to make the second choice, not the first one. First one is just giving up. That's not a choice. I mean, it's a choice where you'd say, you put an end card to it. You say, I don't want any of these things. But the second one is, there's nothing sure. The end product is unsure. But that journey is really, an experience that is worth taking. Think about it. Reflect on it and see how your life changes. With that being said, I just wanted to take some time out to thank you, because you've always been, coming back to our episodes, listening to my stories, listening to my sister's poems, and always, you're always encouraging us to, do better. And I'm really thankful for that. And I'm sure that we are going to bring, good content to you guys to go back and reflect on your life. And if you wanted to let us know about your thoughts, you can leave it on the comment section in the YouTube channel if you're watching it on the YouTube platform, or if you're watching, or if you're just listening it in any of the audio platforms, you can email us, and that is there in the description as well. So you can always write an email to us. We will be really happy to respond to you, and let us know what are the things that we need to improve on, what are the things that you really liked about our channel, and what are the contents that you wanted to listen to. It may be the poems, or it may be my stories. Just you can comment below, and we would be happy to respond back, and we would do the episode that you really wanted to. So that being said, have a fantastic day, everyone. I'll see you in the next episode. Take care. Bye.